Hey folks, and welcome to another vinny2cents segment by yours truly, Vince, aka Vinny2Barrels, as I bring on this week's news and headlines that reached my table. Let's jump right in. For Comics Beat has just posted an article regarding a new exclusive preview to a new comic called Godzilla's The Odyssey, and it's exactly what you imagine. This is basically the Odyssey retelling in comic book format with Godzilla in it. According to the synopsis, the gods are trying to stop Odysseus by sending a bunch of different kaiju against him and his crew, and Godzilla is there to help him out. One of the craziest mashups that I've ever seen. Totally makes sense though, since Christopher Nolan's Odyssey is coming out this year in July, so I think they're trying to capture that wave. Written by Frank Thierry and arted by Elias Kyriazis? The art is absolutely spectacular. I just love it. It's got this vintage feel. It is just beautifully rendered, and yeah, who wouldn't love a story of the ancient world with a little bit of Godzilla sprinkled in? Pre-orders ended on May 4th, but the release date for the comic is going to be June 10th, 2026. Moving on to games. So one quick article from the Whales Online that I thought was pretty interesting and fun was that the greatest video game of all time has been announced by Kensho Media. Kensho Media ran a study where it analyzed 16,000 different video games from the 1970s to today and used a combination of critic score and player reviews in order to determine which game rules them all. And it turns out that the number one game is Super Mario World. A 36-year-old game takes the top spot. Numbers 2 and 3 are both Legend of Zeldas, A Link to the Past, and Breath of the Wild. Take what you will from this analysis. I just thought it was a fun little side quest that I stumbled across, and yeah, it was an interesting read. The article itself had some other interesting points, including that UK household spending on quote-unquote night-in entertainment, aka video games, movies, shows, etc., was around £34 billion or $46 billion. And according to the year-on-year trends, this has been increasing at an average rate of 10%. That is pretty wild. It looks like night-in entertainment is here to stay. I know there was a big boom during the COVID period. It looks like more and more of us are purchasing more entertainment for us to just stay at home, unwind, relax, and enjoy some fun and games. On the TTRPG scene, we do have an article from Rascals News announcing Gamefound throwing a new TTRPG party or RPG party. Gamefound is an online crowdfunding platform, and they've been working their way through into the RPG scene, and this time round with this RPG party, they are partnering with Modifius Entertainment Free League, Magpie Games, and Darrington Press. This is a testbed or an incubator for new and upcoming projects and people in the TTRPG scene, where you can have the opportunity of getting your dream project or passion funded on their platform. How it works? Well, applications are now open by Gamefound, where you can submit your project, and after the review period, 15 to 25 of these projects will be selected. And aside from the opportunity of crowdfunding on Gamefound, there will be extensive workshops with industry experts in order to get you up to speed with how things work in the indie TTRPG industry, some marketing support, one-on-one mentorship. There's a whole package there basically for anyone who has an idea, who has a dream, to fully and successfully execute on their platform, which I think is pretty cool. Crowdfunding is such a daunting task, and it's just nice to see that there's this kind of support out there for people who might have a great idea but might not know exactly how to execute that. The open call for submissions and applications will be running up until May 26th, with June the 2nd being the date where participants will be announced for the program. If you are interested in submitting your own game, do check out the link in the description below. Now in other news, Artemis 2 has come back on my radar. This was a NASA mission that launched back in early April, where it sent 4 astronauts to do a go-around around the moon and return back by April 11th. This was a huge milestone for NASA because it's been a long while since humans have ever left lower Earth orbit. I think since the last Apollo mission, which is decades ago. And yeah, this is kind of their process to try to get humans back on the moon in the not so distant future. But this week, NASA has released about 12,000 photographs from the mission itself, which they've put on their Gateway platform for anyone and everyone to explore and take a look at. They are phenomenal, fantastic photographs. If you're a fan of For All Mankind and that NASA punk aesthetic, for a lack of a better term, this is something for you to look into. It's a huge trove of data, of information. I mean, I don't think we've had this kind of photo dump in a long while. To give you kind of a reference point, Apollo 11 had something like 1,400 photographs. So this is on the magnitudes more. But yeah, unfortunately, the links that I've found online lead to a 404 broken error page. So I'm not sure exactly what's happened. Maybe they've put it on and then they've taken them off, or the link has changed. But keep an eye out for an updated link for that. I'm sure they're working through it. I think that this is such a cool thing that they're doing, releasing all this content for us to explore and to enjoy. Space is, the next frontier for humanity. It's something that truly inspires me. I'm super passionate about it, and I think we need more of that. I thought this would be a great thing to share. Finally, over at Mythworks, we are funded for Breathless Frightmare Edition and then some. A big congratulations to the whole team, and a big thank you for everyone who has supported that project. That was such an amazing experience to see in the final days how the entire TTRPG community kind of rallied together to make it happen. Long story short, you can check out the link below to Bell of Lost Souls, who posted an article about what had happened as the final days were counting down. John Harper of Blades in the Dark fame was the one who posted on Blue Sky about how if Breathless Frightmare Edition would be funded, he would release his own horror TTRPG. That really drew a lot of people. So thank you, John Harper. Thank you for everyone, again, who made this possible. It was so cool to see. It was loads of fun. If you still want to be part of the Breathless bandwagon, you can still late pledge on the campaign page for Breathless Frightmare Edition on Kickstarter. And not only that, but Fairy RPGs is running a jam over on Itch for Breathless. I believe this is the 3rd jam they're running, and it has 23 entries as of this recording. There are 15 days left, so if you do have a creative itch and think that, I'd love to participate in this awesome gaming space, do join that jam and submit. All the stuff that's been submitted look absolutely spectacular, and I can't wait to see more. That is something we'd love you to be part of. Well, that's it for me. I'm Vince, and this has been my 2 cents. I hope it was an enjoyable week for y'all. Have a great weekend. Lots of love. Catch you next time. Bye.